Every year, SHOT Show gives us a glimpse into the future of firearms. Not prototypes, not concepts, but real guns that manufacturers believe are ready for the real world. Some of them are refinements of proven platforms. Others are bold redesigns that push old ideas in new directions. And a few are so unexpected that they instantly steal the spotlight the moment they hit the floor. This year was no different. From modernized AKs and next-generation carry pistols, to folding rimfire carbines, heavy-hitting rifles, and specialty firearms built for extreme environments, SHOT Show delivered a lineup that clearly shows where the industry is heading. In this video, we're breaking down the most interesting, most innovative, and most talked about firearms from SHOT Show. Not just what they are, but why they matter, who they're built for, and what makes each one stand out in a crowded market. Let's start with a rifle that takes a classic design and brings it fully into the modern era. The PSA Saber AK is Palmetto State Armory's answer to a question AK fans have been asking for years. What happens when you take a proven AK platform and actually modernize it properly? At its core, the Saber AK stays true to what makes the AK legendary. A long-stroke gas system, loose tolerances that favor reliability, and a design that keeps running in dirt, dust, heat, and neglect. But where this rifle separates itself is in the details. PSA didn't just slap modern furniture onto an old receiver. They built the Saber AK around high-quality Romanian components, combined with upgraded barrels, improved fit and finish, and modern mounting solutions that today's shooters expect. You get a solid, modern handguard system for accessories, improved ergonomics compared to traditional AKs, and a platform that finally feels comfortable running optics, lights, and modern gear without compromising reliability. This is an AK built for shooters who want the ruggedness of the old world, but refuse to give up the advantages of modern equipment. It's not trying to replace the AR. It's not trying to be a collector's piece. It's built to be used hard. And that's exactly why it stood out at SHOT Show. The TAW 50.50 BMG is one of those rifles that immediately draws a crowd the moment you see it. Not because it's flashy, but because it challenges what most people think a .50 caliber rifle should feel like. Traditionally, .50 BMG rifles come with trade-offs: massive recoil, brutal concussion, and a shooting experience that's impressive, but punishing. The TA-50 takes a completely different approach. At its core, this rifle is built around recoil mitigation. Through a combination of advanced muzzle design, internal geometry, and overall weight distribution, the TA-50 dramatically reduces felt recoil, to the point where shooters describe it as shockingly manageable for a .50 caliber platform. This isn't just about comfort. Reduced recoil means faster follow-up shots, better spotting of impacts, and less shooter fatigue during extended range sessions. The rifle's construction reflects its intended role: heavy-duty materials, rigid components, and a design philosophy that prioritizes consistency and stability over gimmicks. At SHOT Show, the TA-50 stood out not because it reinvented the .50 BMG, but because it refined it into something more usable. It's not a rifle for everyone, but for long-range shooters who want extreme power without extreme punishment. The TA-50 represents a serious evolution in big-bore rifle design. The Seiko Arctic Rifle generation, often referred to as the ARG, is not a rifle built for trends or marketing buzz. It's a rifle designed for one purpose: absolute reliability in the harshest environments on Earth. This platform traces its roots directly to military and law enforcement requirements in extreme climates: Arctic cold, deep snow, freezing rain, and prolonged exposure to the elements. Every design choice reflects that mission. The action is built to cycle smoothly even when temperatures drop well below freezing. The materials are selected to resist corrosion, moisture, and thermal stress, and the overall construction favors durability over unnecessary complexity. Chambered in full-power rifle calibers and paired with a precision-oriented barrel, the ARG delivers consistent accuracy while maintaining the ruggedness expected from a duty rifle. It's not a lightweight range toy, it's a working tool meant to be carried, used, and relied upon in real-world conditions. What made the Seiko ARG stand out at SHOT Show wasn't flashy innovation. It was confidence. This is the kind of rifle that doesn't need to prove itself with exaggerated claims. Its credibility comes from who uses it, and where they use it. For professionals and serious shooters who prioritize reliability over everything else, the Seiko Arctic rifle generation represents the kind of engineering that only comes from decades of hard-earned experience. The Smith & Wesson M&P FPC.22LR might look simple at first glance, but at SHOT Show it quietly became one of the most practical firearms on display. This rifle is built around a concept many shooters underestimate. Training matters more than raw power. The folding design is the first thing you notice. With a quick side folding mechanism, the FPC collapses into a compact, easy-to-store package that fits comfortably in a backpack, vehicle compartment, or range bag. Unlike many folding rifles, it maintains solid lockup when deployed, giving the shooter confidence that nothing feels loose or compromised. Chambered in .22 LR, the FPC keeps recoil almost non-existent. That makes it ideal for new shooters, extended training sessions, and skill development without fatigue. It also means ammunition is affordable and widely available, a huge advantage in today's market. Smith & Wesson designed the controls to feel familiar to anyone who has used the M&P platform. The ergonomics are intuitive, the balance is neutral, and the rifle points naturally. Add an optic, and you've got a setup that's perfect for drills, plinking, or teaching fundamentals. At SHOT Show, the M&P FPC.22LR stood out not because it was extreme, but because it was honest. It knows exactly what it's meant to be. A reliable, compact training rifle that people will actually use. And in a world full of overbuilt platforms, that practicality makes it more valuable than most realize. The Taurus GX4 Strike Bravo is a perfect example of how manufacturers are pushing compact pistol platforms into entirely new roles. At SHOT Show, this setup stood out because it transforms a familiar micro-compact handgun into a far more stable and controllable shooting system. At the heart of the Strike Bravo is the chassis and brace configuration. By mounting the GX4 into this frame, Taurus dramatically improves stability, recoil control, and overall shootability, especially during rapid strings of fire. What was once a small, snappy carry pistol now feels planted and predictable. This setup also opens the door to modularity. The chassis provides mounting options for optics, lights, and accessories that simply aren't practical on a bare pistol. For shooters who struggle with micro-compact recoil or want better control without stepping up to a full-size carbine, the Strike Bravo fills an interesting middle ground. Another key advantage is familiarity. The GX4's trigger feel, ergonomics, and controls remain unchanged, meaning existing owners don't need to relearn a new platform. You get improved performance without sacrificing the comfort of a system you already know. What made the Strike Bravo notable at SHOT Show wasn't that it replaced traditional PCCs or carbines. It was that it offered an alternative, a compact, modular solution for shooters who want more control than a handgun, but less bulk than a rifle. The TSIS PX9 Carry Gen 3 is one of those pistols that doesn't shout for attention, but once you handle it, you understand why it matters. At SHOT Show, it quietly positioned itself as a serious contender in the crowded compact carry market. Built around a proven striker-fired system, the PX9 Carry Gen 3 focuses on the fundamentals: reliability, shootability, and value. The grip texture strikes a smart balance, aggressive enough to maintain control under recoil, but not so sharp that it becomes uncomfortable during extended carry. One of the biggest improvements in the Gen 3 model is refinement. The trigger feels cleaner and more consistent than earlier versions, helping shooters maintain accuracy during fast follow-up shots. Slide serrations are deeper and more functional, making manipulation easier even with gloves or sweaty hands. The pistol comes optics ready, which is now essential for modern carry guns. That means shooters can mount a red dot without aftermarket slide work, a feature that used to be reserved for much more expensive pistols. What really made the PX9 Carry Gen 3 stand out at SHOT Show was its positioning. This isn't a luxury handgun. It's built for shooters who want a dependable, modern carry pistol without paying a premium price. In a market where cost often forces compromises, the PX9 Carry Gen 3 proves you can still get solid performance, modern features, and reliability in one package. The Shadow Systems County Route 920 XL represents how far the micro-compact pistol category has evolved in just a few short years. What started as a trade-off platform, small size versus shootability, has now reached a point where both can coexist. At SHOT Show, the County Route 920 XL stood out because it feels less like a compromise and more like a refined, purpose-built fighting pistol. The slightly extended slide and grip give the shooter noticeably better control compared to ultra-short micro-compacts. That extra length smooths out recoil, improves balance, and makes fast follow-up shots far easier to manage, especially during longer strings of fire. Shadow Systems is known for focusing on real-world use, and it shows here. The grip texture is aggressive but practical. The frame geometry naturally indexes the pistol during presentation, and the trigger maintains a consistent, predictable break that helps shooters stay accurate under pressure. Like the rest of the Shadow Systems lineup, the County Route 920 XL comes optics ready from the factory, with a mounting system designed to co-witness iron sights without additional plates. This makes transitioning to a red dot setup simple and intuitive. What really separates the County Route 920 XL from many competitors is its overall feel. It doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, it refines it. At SHOT Show, it sent a clear message. Micro-compact pistols no longer have to feel small, snappy, or unforgiving. They can be controllable, comfortable, and genuinely confidence-inspiring. The Springfield Echelon 4.0C Comp shows exactly where modern duty pistols are heading. More control, better ergonomics, and performance that holds up under hard use. At SHOT Show, this compact compensated version drew attention because it brings real shootability improvements without adding unnecessary complexity. The integrated compensator helps manage muzzle rise, allowing the pistol to stay flatter during rapid fire. The result is quicker sight recovery and tighter shot strings, especially noticeable in defensive drills. Springfield's variable interface system remains one of the strongest optics mounting solutions on the market. It allows direct mounting of multiple red dot footprints without adapter plates, keeping the optic low and secure. For shooters who rely on red dots, that simplicity matters. Ergonomics are another strong point. The grip texture offers excellent control without being abrasive, and the frame geometry naturally supports a consistent shooting grip. Combined with the compact slide length, the 4.0C Comp balances concealability with duty-level performance. What makes the Echelon platform stand out is confidence. It feels built for real-world use, not just range time. From trigger consistency to recoil management, everything about the pistol suggests it was designed to run hard and keep running. At SHOT Show, the message was clear. This isn't just a compact carry gun, it's a duty-capable platform in a more manageable size. The Thompson Center Encore .50 Alaskan pistol is not a firearm built for convenience, it's built for confidence. At SHOT Show, this pistol stood out because it unapologetically targets a very specific type of shooter, someone who values power, precision, and discipline over capacity and speed. This is a single-shot platform, and that choice is intentional. There's no magazine to fail, no feeding issues to worry about, and no complex action to maintain. You load one round, close the action, and take a deliberate shot. In environments where reliability matters more than volume, that simplicity becomes a strength. Chambered in .50 Alaskan, this pistol delivers immense energy from a compact package. It's designed for hunters operating in thick brush, dangerous game territory, or remote areas where a powerful backup firearm can mean the difference between control and chaos. The Encore platform is known for its strong lockup and excellent accuracy, even with heavy caliber cartridges. Despite the recoil, the pistol remains surprisingly manageable for experienced shooters thanks to its balance and grip design. What made the .50 Alaskan pistol notable at SHOT Show wasn't mass appeal. It was purpose. This is not a range toy. It's a specialist's tool, built for those who understand its limitations and respect its capabilities. For shooters who value absolute power, mechanical simplicity, and precision over everything else, the Thompson Center Encore .50 Alaskan pistol stands in a category of its own. The Smith & Wesson 940 is a reminder that sometimes the most unconventional designs solve very specific problems better than anything else. At SHOT Show, this revolver stood out not because it was new, but because it still makes sense. Chambered in 9mm, the Model 940 uses moon clips instead of traditional revolver cartridges. That design choice brings several real-world advantages: faster reloads, easier ammunition sourcing, and compatibility with one of the most common calibers on the planet. Unlike semi-auto pistols, a revolver doesn't depend on slide velocity, magazine springs, or feeding angles. If a round doesn't fire, you simply pull the trigger again. That level of mechanical certainty is why revolvers continue to hold a place in defensive and backup roles. The 940 blends that revolver reliability with modern logistics. Moon clips allow reload speeds that rival, and sometimes beat, traditional speed loaders. For shooters trained on them, the system is fast, consistent, and extremely reliable. What made the Model 940 notable at SHOT Show was its niche appeal. This isn't a general-purpose handgun. It's a solution for shooters who want revolver dependability without giving up modern 9mm ammo compatibility. For backup carry, duty use, or shooters who value simplicity under stress, the Smith & Wesson 940 proves that old-school designs still have a place, especially when they're adapted intelligently. The RXP-22 rimfire pistol may not grab attention with raw power, but at SHOT Show it proved that smart design and accessibility still matter a lot. Built around the .22 LR platform, the RXP-22 is clearly aimed at training, skill development, and high-volume shooting. Low recoil allows shooters to focus on grip, trigger control, and sight alignment without fighting muzzle rise or fatigue. That makes it ideal for beginners, and just as valuable for experienced shooters working on fundamentals. What separates the RXP-22 from many rimfire pistols is its modern feature set. It comes optics ready from the factory, allowing shooters to mount a red dot without aftermarket modifications. That's critical for training, since more shooters are transitioning to optics on duty and carry pistols. The ergonomics are straightforward and intuitive. Controls are easy to reach, the grip angle feels natural, and the balance keeps the pistol steady during rapid fire. For range sessions, training classes, or affordable practice, the RXP-22 delivers consistent performance without unnecessary complexity. At SHOT Show, the message was clear. Not every firearm needs to be extreme to be important. Some are designed to make shooters better, and the RXP-22 fits that role perfectly. SHOT Show always gives us a look at where the industry is heading. And this year made one thing clear: manufacturers are focusing less on gimmicks and more on real-world usability. From modernized rifles and compact carbines, to refined carry pistols, specialty platforms, and training-focused firearms, everything we've covered today reflects a shift toward reliability, shootability, and practical value. These aren't just show floor concepts. They're tools designed for people who actually shoot, train, hunt, and carry. Now we want to hear from you. Which firearm from SHOT Show caught your attention the most? And why? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if there's something you think we missed, let us know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one.